Hello and welcome to one and all. So in today's class, we'll continue with the next unit, that is the tertiary sector. So previously, I have uploaded what are all the important questions for the board exam March 2023. So I finished with the 6 chapters. Now moving on to the 7th unit, tertiary sector. Board exam mostly you are getting only the 5 marks and 2 marks. So according to the order of importance, the first important question under 5 marks is under tertiary sector is the what are all the major objectives of LIC. Okay, so before proceeding to the proper answer, let me explain to you a brief introduction regarding insurance. Okay, now what is the meaning of insurance? What is insurance? So it is basically insurance is nothing but it is some coverage against risk. What coverage? It is a financial coverage against risk. Okay, so let us assume there are two parties. Okay, so on the one hand, so move to the next page. So there are two parties. One is the insurer, and another one, the person who is insured. Okay, so the insurers, let us assume the person, one Mr. X, is taking the insurance policy. So the insurers can be a insurance company like LIC, GIC, or any private insurance company. Okay, so now this person, Mr. X, is taking an insurance policy to cover certain amount of risk. So he or she needs a financial coverage compensation. So in order to get that, what is doing? He is taking a insurance policy against one of these companies like LIC, GAC, or any other private insurance company. So periodically, Mr. X is paying a premium to the insurance company. So premium is nothing but certain amount of money the person, Mr. X, is paying to the insurance company. Depending upon the terms and conditions of the insurance company, this premium can be paid either monthly or quarterly. It can be half-yearly, or it can be annually. So annually, a certain amount of money in the form of premium is being paid by Mr. X to the insurance company. The insurance company, whoever is accepting that insurance policies, is willing to provide the financial compensation to Mr. X. Okay, so now this against this premium, in return, this insurance company is willing to cover or the financial compensation to Mr. X. Okay, now this Mr. X is taking the want to cover the risk of, it can be anything, to cover the, so what are, there are certain types of risks. So risk like against health or loss of life, or it can be against fire, theft, accidents, anything, or any untoward incidents. Mr. X wants to take an insurance policy so that he can be properly compensated financially. Okay, so there are two types of insurance companies here. Two types of insurance companies. One that is providing the life insurance, that is the LIC. LIC covers against the risk of loss of life or health. So one, we have the life insurance company. So this LIC provides the financial coverage to Mr. X. So this LIC provides the financial compensation to Mr. X. So it can be either after the maturity, either on maturity period, till what date Mr. X has taken the insurance policy, either on the maturity period, or it can be death of a person, whichever is earlier. So if it's a death of a person, then it is the financial compensation is paid to the family. Okay, so whichever is earlier. Okay, so this is the meaning, this is the procedure in which the insurance companies work. Okay, so it can be, so basically it is a financial protection against the any untoward incidents happening to a person in the life. And there are certain advantages of taking the insurance policy. Okay, so let us check out what are all the advantages to the policy holder. So in our example, Mr. X. So the advantages to the policy holder, first thing is the person is getting a lump sum amount, either after the maturity or after that incident actually has happened. The person or the person's family, they are getting the lump sum amount. Okay, and then second is the person is getting the financial security. So his money is being secure. And the next one is it is deducted under, I mean, there is no tax here. So tax deduction benefit is being accrued to the person who is taking the insurance policy. And the fourth one is it is like a kind of savings. So when the person is periodically paying the premium to the insurance company, it is almost like savings. Okay, so this savings, it is indirectly, it is invested. So when the amount is invested, the person is getting the certain amount of returns with nominal returns. So on the one hand, it is also the savings. And see, if we are saving in a bank, we are getting the interest, but it stops with that. But here, if the person is saving in the insurance company by paying the premium periodically to the insurance company, on the one hand, it acts as a savings. And on the other hand, it is also protecting the person against the loss of anything, loss of life or loss of fire accidents or anything. Okay, so that is the whatever the amount that is being paid in the form of premium, that is indirectly being invested, and the person is also getting the nominal returns. So these are all the advantages to the policy holder. And this also, there are certain advantages to the country as a whole. So advantages to the country. So advantages to the country, as I mentioned, this is a kind of savings. So if more people come forward to take the insurance policy, so more people taking insurance policy, what happens, more and more amount of savings will come through in the country in the through premium. So more people taking insurance policy, that will lead to more premium amount collected, and that will lead to more amount of, so this is, in other words, this is a more savings. So savings through premium. So more savings will be coming forth in the country, and that will lead to more amount of investment, and that will ultimately lead to the rise in capital formation. Okay, so these are all the advantages for the country as a whole. So both the country as well as the person who is taking the insurance policy, they are benefited by taking the insurance. So there are two types of insurance. This LIC covers the life insurance, and all the other types of insurance are covered by the GIC, other insurances. So like fire, theft, marine insurance, are covered by the GIC, that is the General Insurance Corporation of India. Okay, so LIC initially it was before it was only under the private sector, and later on it was taken over by the government in 1956, and afterwards around 2000 the government again allowed the private insurers to take part in the country. Okay, so now we have around LIC, which is the public life insurance company, which is publicly owned government, and around 24 private insurance companies are also there in the country. So this is how the insurance sector works. Okay, now let us go to the main answer. What are all the various objectives of LIC? Okay, pass. Okay, now we are coming to the main answer. What are the major objectives of LIC? So basically, it is an agreement or contract between whom? Between the insurer and the person insured. So insurers can be the insurance company like LIC or GIC, which I have mentioned, or and the person who is insured. Like for example, we have taken Mr. X, isn't it? So what the insurance company does, the insurer provides a financial protection to the person insured against a specific risk, loss, or harm on payment of a premium. Okay. So as I mentioned, insurance is broadly classified into two types: life insurance, which covers the risk against the loss of life, and all the other types of insurances are provided by the general insurance. Okay, so moving on to the main objectives of LIC and the background of LIC in our country. So life insurance covers the risk against the loss of life. So the life insurance business in India was started in 1818, and that was during that period of time it was under the private sector. So in 1956 the government nationalized the life insurance corporation of India, and till 1990s LIC was having the monopoly of life insurance company, the only public sector company that was providing the life insurance services to the people in the country. But later on around 2000 the government, after the 1991 the privatization was introduced, isn't it? But around 2000 the insurance sector was also nationalized, was also thrown open to privatization in our country. So approximately now we are having around 24 private life insurance companies also in the country. Like for example, we have the Tata AAG Life Insurance Company, Kotak Life Insurance, Reliance Nippon Life Insurance, Bajaj Alliance. So all these companies, private sector also have entered into the life insurance services in the country. Okay, so the main aim of life insurance is to enhance the quality of life of the people through financial security. Okay, so the first and major objective of LIC is to spread life insurance to rural areas and to socially, economically backward sections, covering risk of life at reasonable cost. So we have the more, we all know that the majority of the population in our country are in the rural areas, isn't it? Almost around 60%, 60 to 65% of the population in our country are residing in the rural areas. And we all know that they are all economically, most of them are economically and socially backward. They are all not aware of the insurance, the benefits of insurance. Okay, and they cannot afford to go under for a private life insurance company. So it is the aim of the life insurance company to provide the insurance services to the people in the rural areas, that too at a very, very reasonable cost. Okay, and then the second one, to maximize savings by making insurance linked savings attractive. So I mentioned to you, it is through premium, it is also a kind of savings. So if the returns are attractive, more and more people will come forward to take the insurance policy. So by making the insurance and savings attractive, by giving more amount of returns, more people will come forward to take the insurance policy. Okay, and the third one, to provide security to policy holders money with higher returns, the same meaning. So you are taking the insurance policy, the person is paying the premium, which is indirectly a savings, and for that savings he has to get the more. If he gets more amount of returns, more and more people will come forward to take the insurance policy. And the fourth one, to invest policyholders' money, keeping in view of the advantage to investors and community. So, as I mentioned, these savings are indirectly channelized into investment. So, the person who is taking the insurance, he doesn't know in what are all the in what way his money is being used. Okay, so it is the responsibility of the insurance company to channelize these savings into the profitable projects, so which is going to be beneficial both for the investor, that is the person who is taking the insurance, as well as for the country as a whole. So it will in because it is indirectly increasing the capital formation of the country. So all these savings which has been collected by the insurance company through premium amount has to be channelized for any productive purpose in the country. Okay, and finally, to maintain economy in operation and full realization of investors' money. To maintain economy in operation is nothing but to at a reasonable cost. The cost of administration on the part of the company should be very, very minimum. So if the like the optimum charges. So if the cost of operation is very less, then whatever the money that has been paid in the form of premium, whatever the money that has been paid in the form of premium, which has been channelized into investment, is the person who is taking the insurance is getting the full realization without being deducted in the form of extra charges or extra cost in the like wasted cost by the life insurance company. Okay, so if these if the economy in operation, that is the administration cost on the part of the insurance company is less, then the person who is taking the insurance policy is getting the maximum amount of returns. Okay, so now these are all the major objectives of LIC. So this is one of the most important questions, very, very frequently asked questions in the board exam for 5 marks. Okay, so hope you have understood the concept, what is the meaning of insurance, and what are all the types of insurance provided by, classify the life insurance provides what kind of insurance, the general insurance covers what are all the types of insurance, and what are all the major objectives of LIC. Okay, so if you find this video useful, please like, share, and also subscribe. And until my next class, take care. Bye bye.